Hello and welcome to another episode of Maths with Mrs. Banks, where we make maths fun and easy to learn. And in this video, we're going to focus on Mathematics Grade 11, Equations and Inequalities. And this is video 4 of a 4-part video series. And this question comes from the November 2023 KZN, which is KwaZulu-Natal, and from the Department of Basic Education. On that note, please don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos we'll upload in the future. And if there's a request that you would like to make, a video request, please comment down below with the request of the topic that you would like me to make, and I'll make it for you. Thank you so much. We have a lot to cover, so let's start. Question 1 goes, solve for x, and this is a very standard, easy, normal equation. You've got it factorized, so it will be easy to now solve it. So all you do is you go therefore take the roots, 2x plus 1 equals to 0, or 5 minus x equals to 0. This one is standard. You should by now know how to do this. No sweat. Therefore 2x equals to negative 1, or 5 equals to x. Easy that way. You don't have to divide anything by negative or anything like that. And that's it. We're done with this question. Now next question goes, let's reveal it. Next question goes, solve for x, and this is, you must leave your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Now whenever they tell you leave your answer correct to 2 decimal places, this is what you need to do. So you need to use the theorem, the formula, the quadratic formula, and that's your cue to use the quadratic formula. But before you do that, you must figure out what your coefficient of x squared, x, and the constant is a, b, and c. Now a is the coefficient of x squared, that's 1, and then b is negative 2 over 3, and then c, which is the constant, is simply negative 5. The a, b, c. Now what you do is you take out your calculator and use the formula. So the formula is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. It's going to be given to you in the final exam formula sheet, but you need to know it. It makes life so much easier and quicker when you know it all by heart. It's not a difficult one to figure out and memorize because you've been using it 4 years in a way. Now what you do is you take out a calculator. Let's get the calculator out. Take out a calculator, and in the calculator now you punch in the numbers. Let's punch in the numbers. First you must punch in the common fraction button, because that's the first thing you need to do and you're going to need it. So first thing, common fraction button, and now we go minus negative 2 over 3 minus open bracket negative, another common fraction button, 2 over 3 downward arrow 3 right, plus the square root of the common fraction button. B is negative common fraction button in bracket 2 over 3 all squared. This must be all squared. Okay, minus 4. A is 1 and C is, let's see what C is. C is negative 5. C is negative 5. And therefore A is 1, so that is 2 in bracket. Now punching this correctly in the calculator is very important, because that's how you get the answer right or wrong. And then you press the equal to button. That will be 2,594. Round that correct to 2 decimals, so that becomes 2,59. And that's your answer. 2,59 is the first. So that is equals to 2,59. Or Now to find the second one is very easy. You just go back to your calculator. Don't start from the bottom. Just remove the plus before the square root sign and replace it with the minus, negative, and it will give you the arrow root. Easy peasy, quick and easy to use. Now there is negative 1,927. We round that off correct to 2 decimal. It will give you negative 1,93. Make sure you round off correctly. Negative 1,93. And that's the answer there. Next question. Solve for x. Now we're solving for an inequality. In the inequality, step number 1, what you need to do is that you must take everything to the left hand side. So that will be 2x in bracket x minus a half. We take the 6 to the left hand side and it becomes negative 6. And now we expand, multiply throughout, and multiply also by 2 throughout to get rid of the fraction. Alright, so let's multiply out. 2x squared minus half times 2, that is minus x minus 6 is less than 0. Alright, now that gives us, okay, so now we factorize this. 2x x. Now let's find the factors of 6 and 1 and 3 and 2. Now the combination that will give us a minus 1 over there will be 2 and 3. This one 3 and 2, because if we put 2 over here, it will give us 2 times 2, which is 4. In fact, let's put a minus plus and then 3. 4 minus 3 will give us negative 4 plus 3 will give us negative 1, and that's why we use those ones. So now the critical values, remember this is an inequality, not an equation, so we're not looking for x the equation way. So now the critical values are simply you take the factors 2x plus 3 and you solve them like you would an equation to find the critical values. 2x equals to negative 3, therefore x equals to negative 3 over 2. The next critical value, x minus 2. X minus 2 equals to 0, therefore x equals to 2. Now here are your critical values. Your critical values are 2 and negative 3 over 2. Now notice that your expanded inequality has got a positive a. The coefficient of x squared, this is which is positive. This is an equation or the function of a parabola. So we draw a parabola with the arms looking up, because we are dealing with a positive a. When your a is positive in a parabola, your arms look up. Now the critical values are 2 and negative 3 over 2. You line them up like you would in a number line. And because it's an inequality with an equal sign, the markings of the critical values will have solid dots. That's very important. Now let's find for when this parabola is negative. That's what the function tells us on the left hand side. This is negative when the parabola lies below the x-axis. So let's find where the parabola lies below the x-axis. There it is. So meaning that this is less than or equal to 6, when your x lies between negative 3 over 2 and 2, including the endpoint, because it's an inequality with that equal sign part of it. Therefore, your answer, therefore 2x in bracket x minus a half is less than or equal to 6 when your x is between we know x is between and including the endpoint, negative 3 over 2 and 2. And that's how you solve that inequality. Next question. We have a surd equation. Now, when you have a surd equation like this, take everything that is not inside the surd outside to the right hand side or to the other side, the one side. So we go, therefore, take the x to the right hand side, and the goal is so that we can square both sides. So we go 2x minus 3 equals to 3 minus x. Now we square both sides. 2x minus 3 all squared. What you do to the right hand side, you must also do to the left hand side, and vice versa. So we must also square the right hand side. Now notice that squaring introduces extra roots that may not necessarily be part of the full solution, the final solution. So we must make sure that after we've done this, we check. Now, when you square a square root, you simply basically just take the square root sign. Now here we're going to square the binomial, or you can use FOIL, it's up to you. I prefer squaring the binomial because that way I am not able to easily miss out anything. So with squaring a binomial is you square the first term and then plus 2 times the product of the two terms with the signs. Right, so this should be negative x, not negative 3. Sorry about that. Let me fix that. Negative x, and then the last one will be negative x all squared. Alright, so therefore that is 2x minus 3 equals to 9 minus 6x plus x squared. Take everything on the left hand side to the right hand side, form a quadratic equation. That will be 9 minus 6x plus x squared minus 2x plus 3. Don't forget to change the sign when you take them to the other side. Add like terms, factorize. So that will be 9. Okay, 9 plus 3 is 12. So that will be 12. Alright, let's start with the x squared. That will be x squared. Let's write it in standard format so it's easier to navigate. Minus 6x plus 12. Now let's factorize. Therefore 0 equals to x and x. Let's look at the factors of 12. That will give us 6. So that's 6 times 2. That will give us 8. And then that is 4 times 3. The combination that gives us 8 in the middle, 9, is it? It should be negative 8, sorry. I wrote negative 6 instead of negative 8. Let me fix that. Alright, so that should give us negative 8. Sorry about that. Negative 8x. The combination that gives us 8 is 6 and 2. So that's what we use. And that's how you factorize. 6 and 2. It should be negative and minus because when you add them together, they give you negative 8. When you multiply them together, they give you positive 12. Now, therefore, never skip this step. I always say never skip this step. X minus 2 equals to 0 or x minus 6 equals to 0. This is where a lot of people make silly mistakes which end up messing up their answers and causing them to lose marks unnecessary. X equals to 2 or x equals to 6. Now we check. When we're done, we check because we introduced extra solutions by squaring. We're going to check x equals to 2 on the left hand side and x equals to 6 on the right hand side. X equals to 6 on the right hand side. How do we check? We take the solution, x equals to 2 in this case, and substitute it on the left hand side. Wherever there is x, we put 2, and then check if it is equal to the right hand side. So the left hand side equals to 2 plus, notice how I put the 2, I substitute inside brackets, 2 times 2 minus 3. that is equals to 2 plus 4 minus 3 square root of 2 plus 4 minus 3 is 1, square root of 1 is 1, so that is equals to 3. Alright, which is equals to the right hand side. Alright, that is equals to the right hand side. Can you see that? Therefore, x equals to 2 is a valid solution. Therefore, x equals to 2 is a valid solution. Now, let's check the other one exactly the same way. Substitute wherever there is x, we put 6 left hand side equals to 6 plus square root of 2 times 6 minus 3, which is equals to 6 plus 2 times 6 is 12 minus 3, which is equals to 6 plus 12 minus 3 is 9. That is the square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 6. 6 plus 3 is equals to 9, which is not equal to the right hand side. This is not equals to, therefore the left hand side is not equal to the right hand side, meaning that therefore x equals to 6 is not a valid solution. Therefore x equals to 6 is not a solution. And because it's not a solution, that means we check it out of the equation as part of the solution. Now therefore x equals to, that is the conclusion, x equals to 2 is the only solution. You must write this because you get marks for all of this. Don't be lazy. And that's your answer. Question 1.2 goes solve for x and y simultaneously. This is a simultaneous equation. So what you do with simultaneous equations is you take the one equation and assign it to number 1. Label them. This one will be number 1. Labeling them makes it easy for you to use them to prove what you're trying to prove. So, and then the second one will be equation 2 minus 3y squared equals to minus x squared minus 7. This will be equation 2. Let this be equation 2. Now take the simple one, right, the simplest one, and express one variable in terms of the other. From 1, let's express y in terms of x. That's because that's easier. From equation 1, all right. So what you do is you take y to the right hand side and take the 1 to the left hand side. So that will give you therefore 3x minus 1. 3x minus 1 will be equals to y. So this is y in terms of x. And let that be equation 3. So y equals to 3x minus 1. Now we substitute this 3, equation 3 into 2. Substitute equation 3 into 2. Wherever there is y, you put 3x minus 1. So we go therefore 2x, and then there is y, so we put 3x minus 1 there. And then minus 3y squared, so that will be minus 3x minus 1 all squared, because wherever there is y, we put 3x minus 1. So we put that, okay, equals to, on the right hand side, minus x squared minus 7. So what we do is we expand. Here is what we do, so that it's 6x squared minus 2x minus 3. Let's expand this. Let's square this binomial on the side. You can square it right there. It's just, will get very messy. I don't want it to get messy. I want it to be easy to follow. So when you square a binomial, or you can use 4, that's up to you. I prefer the squaring of the binomial. That is the square of the first term plus 2 times the product of the terms including these signs, and then plus the square of the last term. It gives you the same result as squaring a binomial. So there will be 9x squared minus 6x plus 1, but this is a shortcut, that's why I prefer it. So that's 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. 9x squared minus 6x plus 1, that is minus x squared minus 7. Now let's expand that further. Let's multiply out. So that's 6x squared minus 2x minus 3. Therefore, 6x squared minus 2x minus 3. Let's just see. Yes. And then that it will, no, so that is no. 6x squared minus 2x. Now let's expand this. That will be negative 27x squared. Sorry. Negative 27 all squared. I mean x squared. Negative 27x squared plus 18x. Use a calculator if you're not sure of your numbers. Don't try to crack your head. Use your calculator. Minus 3. Minus 3. And that is equals to minus x squared minus 7. We can take everything to the left hand side, but before we do, let's add whatever it is that we can add on the left hand side. 6x squared minus 27x. 6 minus 27. 6 minus 27, that gives us negative 21. Alright, so that's negative 21x squared. Negative 21x squared, and then the x is 18 minus 2, that gives us 16, plus 16x. And then we have the number is what? Let's see, minus 3 on the left hand side. That is equals to negative x squared minus 7. Take everything to the left hand side. Alright, that is negative 21x squared plus 6x minus 3 plus x squared plus 7. That is equals to 0. Now let's add. This is to make sure that we don't make silly mistakes. Negative 21x squared plus x, that is negative 20x squared. 6x, okay, plus 6x. Can add it. 7 minus 3, that is 4. Now we divide throughout by, let me see. So that is 16, not 6, sorry. Alright, now the lowest common multiple, highest common factor of the two, I mean all 3 times is 4. So let's divide throughout by negative 4. That will give us 5x squared minus 4x over here minus 1 over there equals to 0. Now let's factorize that. Okay, that will be 5x bracket x and then 1 and 1. To get negative 4x, we'll have to have minus 1 over here and plus 1 over there. Therefore, okay, 5x plus 1. Never skip this step. That's why a lot of people make mistakes. I'll never get tired of warning you because I've seen too many silly mistakes because of this. Therefore, 5x equals to negative 1, meaning that x equals to negative 1 over 5. Or x equals to positive 1. Now we substitute all this back into equation 3. So equation 3 is 3x minus 1 equals to y. Substitute into equation 3. Substitute into 3. And remember, equation 3 is 3x minus 1 equals to y. Just wanted to make sure. What are we substituting? We've got two values. X equals to negative 1 over 5 and the x equals to 1. That's what we're substituting back. Don't believe me? Let's go back and check. There we go. X equals to 1 and x equals to negative 1 over 5. Now substitute back into 3. Here is equation 3. I just wanted you to see equation 3 here. This is equation 3. Alright, now when x equals to negative 1, okay, let's draw a line of division so you can see for yourself. Okay, for x equals to negative, okay, therefore y equals to 3 times negative 1 over 5 minus 1, which is equals to minus 3 over 5 minus 1, which is equals to, okay, 5 is a comma minus 3 minus, okay, plus, let's see, 3x minus 1. Okay, so that will be minus 5, yes, which is equals to minus 8 over 5. Okay, the other one will give us, okay, let's extend this a little so it creates a border. Alright, now when we substitute the other one, y equals to 3 times 1 minus 1, which is equals to 3 minus 1, which is equals to 2. So from here, we get therefore x equals to 1 with y equals to 2. Alright, but before we do that, let's check to make sure that these answers are correct. Now we're going to check. We're going to use equation 1 to check x equals to negative 1 over 5 gives us negative 8 over 5. Okay, equation 1 is, okay, here is equation 1. That is 3x minus y equals to 1. Okay, let's use equation 1. Use equation 1, which is 3x minus y equals to 1. Okay, so the left hand side will be equals to wherever there is x, we put negative 1 over 5. Wherever there is y, we put negative 8 over 5. So that will be minus negative 8 over 5. So this is equal to what? This is equals to negative 3 over 5 plus 8 over 5. Okay, let's that will be 8 minus 3 over 5, which gives us 5 over 5, which is equals to 1. Equals to the right hand side, so yes, it checks out. X equals to that is the solution, this combination. All right, next let's check the other one using the second equation. Use equation 2 to check. All right, equation 2 goes, okay, let's go back to equation 2. There is equation 2, 2xy minus 3y squared, on the left, 2xy minus 3y squared equals to minus x squared minus 7. This is equation 2, and we are checking to see if x equals to 1, y equals to 2. It checks out. So wherever, left hand side, wherever there is x, we put 1. Wherever there is y, we put 2. So there we go. On the left hand side, that will be 2. 1, 2 minus 3, 2 all squared, which gives us 4 minus negative 3 times 4, that is 12. 4 minus 12, that gives us negative 8. Yes. Now let's check the right hand side to see that it gives us the same thing. Where there is x, we put 1. Where there is y, we put 2. So that will be minus 1 squared minus 7. That is negative 1 minus 7, sorry, which is equals to negative 8. Meaning the left hand side is equals to the right hand side. Meaning that, therefore, this solution also holds. So therefore, x equals to 1, y equals to 2, or x equals to negative 1 over 5, and y equals to negative 8 over 5 is the solution. Both of them. And that's how you check that. If you want to check, if there's no time to check, in a text or exam, just simply use a calculator and it will be sufficient, because you'll be able to prove to yourself that it is correct. Now the last question goes, the roots of a quadratic equation are x equals to minus 10 or plus or minus square root of 100 minus 4k squared all over 2k. Calculate the values of k for which the roots are equal. Now, roots are equal according to the nature of roots. Roots are equal when delta is 0. Roots are equal when delta, which is equals to b squared minus 4ac, is 0. And this is the delta, the part under the square root sign in a quadratic, formula, in the quadratic formula. Yes, there. That's your b squared minus, that's your delta. This is your delta. That's your b squared minus 4ac. So now all you do, you don't have to go all through all the trouble. There is your delta. So you just simply goes, therefore this delta, which is 100 minus 4k squared, must be equal to 0. So meaning that, therefore, okay, you can take this to the right hand side. It's up to you how you want to solve that. 4k squared, divide both sides by 4. And that will give us what? 25. 25 equals to k squared. Now to find k, therefore, plus or minus the square root of 25 will be equals to k, meaning that plus or minus 5 equals to k, meaning that k equals to 5 or k equals to negative 5 for the roots to be equal. Alright, either this or that. Next, for when, calculate the values of k for which the roots are non-real. Roots are non-real. Roots are non-real. Roots are non-real when your delta is 0, negative, less than 0. When delta is less than 0. So therefore, delta, which is 100 minus 4k squared, is less than 0. Now when we factorize that, difference of two squares, the square of 100 is 10. The square of 4k is 2k. And that's what we have, plus and minus. That must be less than 0. Therefore, critical values are 10 minus 2k is equals to 0, meaning that 10 equals to 2k. Therefore, k equals to 5. Next, 10 plus 2k equals to 0. Therefore, 2k equals to 10, negative 10, meaning that k equals to negative 5. These are your critical values. Now, the coefficient of k squared is negative. It's negative 4, so meaning that the arms will look down. Alright, the arms will look down. Now that the arms look down, the critical values will be 5, negative 5. Over here, we're looking for values where this lies below the x-axis, because it's when this whole thing is negative. So here we go. We're looking for when it's negative and not including the endpoints. This is where it is. So therefore, that means our k must be less than negative 5 or greater than 5. Okay. Therefore, delta is negative. therefore our delta is negative when our k is less than negative 5, or when k is greater than positive 5. And that's how you solve that inequality. We've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for